Bloop, 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 bloop. Tis the sound of blood flowing down the face of a beautiful, shielded man.
A very handsome man.
Yes.
I would actually say, would you consider yourself to be a handsome man, Eric?
I consider myself to be a handsome, knowledgeable man.
That wasn't the question. You're not allowed to add extra, I was giving you a chance to prop yourself up and you took it too far. But you know what?
I do that.
There's someone who always takes things too far, and that is Eiichiro Oda.
There we go.
It
That's
is
what I wanted.
the creator of the work of art that our podcast called The Grand Line Tourist is about. And in fact, we're doing a chapter by chapter examining or re-examining of that work of art. That work of art by Eiichiro Oda. And I'm just but a mere tourist on this journey because I have virgin eyes, which it's a strange term, but I've never laid eyes on these pages before. Across from me, there's someone who there's probably a dirtier word for non-virginal eyes, but
it starts. I'm trying to think of promiscuous eyes.
Okay, we got some. Oh, yeah, I'm Jacob. I got the virgin eyes and promiscuous eyes over there. What's your name, Mr. Promiscuous over there? Handsome and knowledgeable, eyes. Mr. Promiscuous.
The one and the only Eric Sivu coming at you with these eyes that make you wanna go steady with me. Yeah, that's what they are. I'm here to guide you through One Piece, and we're talking about it. We're talking about today's chapter and all that fun stuff.
And, if you ever feel like it, just write into grandlinetourist@gmail.com. And, was the last intro to the podcast cleaner when Eric did it, or was it way cleaner when I did it and make way more sense? I just want to know. I'm curious.
We're never going to do it cleanly. This is just the way we're going to do it. And for those of you who have been here for 55 episodes / chapters, I mean, this is it. If it gets any better than this,
how we roll.
I don't know. You let future Eric and future Jacob know.
Yeah.
But these promiscuous eyes of mine never lie. I can't stop it now. I can't stop saying it. Here we go. Let's do it, Jacob. You got the itinerary for this one. Hit me with it.
Oh, yeah.
Hit me with it.
No. I did a little bit of prep work. I'm trying to impress the tour guide today with Chapter 55, Jungle Blood.
Jungle
Pearl
Blood, my favorite Nicholas Sparks book. Go ahead.
Oh, my goodness. And in that Nicholas Sparks book, Pearl has just received a bloody nose because he bumped against his own shield. A true betrayal of something that was supposed to, protect him. He was counting on that shield.
I love that you bring that up. Yes.
Yeah, I know, and it freaks him out so much that as far as I could tell, I mean, these visuals in this chapter get a little wild. He just bats his shields against one another until all of a sudden he's entirely on fire. The shield, himself, I assume, and it's dangerous. Luffy and Sanji are dodging this now super invincible Pearl, who is everyone. I mean, this isn't good. I don't, Eric. Pop quiz for you right here.
Yes.
Wood and fire. Does anything happen when wood meets fire?
Well, maybe if they get lucky, they go steady for a little while, and then eventually they have some.
I knew you were knowledgeable. I'm glad I picked the right person to ask this question to. Not only promiscuous, but knowledgeable. The Baratier could potential to be set on fire. Yeah. It's not good.
What the heck?
Not good.
Nobody wants that. Krieg doesn't want that. The chefs don't want that. Like, come on, bro.
Oh, Krieg doesn't want that. No, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. And this is where Sanji, I'd say, gets the one-liner of the week when he leaps over the flames to correct the Baratier, and he states, "You can't be a cook if you're afraid of fire."
That's fair.
Bold. He gets a solid thwunk of a kick to Pearl's face. Beautiful face. And then Pearl goes a little, even, to be honest, we thought Pearl was crazy with lighting himself on fire, but now he's launching flaming pearls everywhere. Even more crazy. Mm-hmm. There's it's like a boss fight. It's a boss fight that has different stages, and it's hilarious.
This is prime A plot fodder, guys. I said that last chapter. This is prime A plot fodder for sure.
But those flaming pearls, they are stopped by a quick windmill leg motion from Chef Zeph. With only one leg, he's able to send a blast of wind that neutralizes the flames on those pearls. And I think now they're just valuable pearls. I think you can go pick them up and sell them on eBay. I think like it's a win-win for everybody involved. Don Krieg though. Don Krieg, he's fearing that, Pearl is going to destroy the ship that he kind of needs to order, his flagship's gone. He needs this ship. So he tries to thwunk Pearl with his big ball and chain, but Luffy says, not going to happen. He interferes with a Gum bazooka, which breaks a mast on Don Krieg's, I think, already partially destroyed ship.
On.
Yeah. And, it kind of, that mast is now heading towards the Bratier, and now it thwunks Pearl out of commission. Hopefully out of commission. I don't know, hopefully there's not another level to this boss fight, but he gets a good wallop on the head. And Don Krieg is gearing up to fight himself, but, oh my goodness, we have, it's not really a double cross, but we have out of the blue, Jin. The named Don Krieg pirate Jin has a double-barreled shotgun aimed right at Chef Zeph, and that is where our chapter ends.
He also broke his peg leg.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, if you take a look at that panel, he popped it off of him.
Oh, holy shit!
Yeah, Jin went full.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Oh, when I was kind of just saying, it's kind of a double cross. Jin is pulling on a gun on Chef Zeph. The peg leg though, oof! You know what? I actually realized though in my head though, it feels like it's worse than it is, but that's just a piece of wood that isn't attached. I mean, it shouldn't hurt, right?
It shouldn't hurt, but he can't walk.
No, it's true.
Yeah, like
it's pretty mean.
He can't kick.
To be honest, you say that, but I've seen Chef Zeph has done a lot of stuff on one leg, and he says his only leg left is his functional leg, right?
Yeah.
And it's a good, but even still, it's a low thing for Jin to do, and I can't believe I didn't notice that.
Okay, we're getting too far into it already because we got something else coming in. Straight from the presses. Ding 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 ding. Yes, just in. Cover story, chapter 55. Buggy's crew after the battle, part 15. Oh, Captain, you're in our hearts.
Aww. It's a cute one.
This is great. Yeah, they're having very silly. They're having like a funeral for Buggy's. Just his wrapped limbs though. Whatever's left of the limbs that were tied by Nami.
Do you think Buggy still has the ability to wiggle those from like a distance?
He might, or not. I mean, Who knows? It's
either
great.
Either way, it's funny. It's really like it's just such a sad little picture. Like this is all that's left of our dear captain. These little limbs.
They're crying. They have a picture of him with his flag. It's great. This is great.
No, this is a fun one. I like it. It's almost like it's also like not giving me what I want, which is more of possible confirmation of is it Lady Alvida as the other character with Buggy, but I assume we're gonna jump back to Buggy at some point. But right now, oh gosh. Can either confirm or deny statements. Name a podcast at gmail.com. I'm so knowledgeable. I'm so promiscuous. You know what? I don't care.
You remember, I am a semester away from maritime law, so I know how to not perjure myself in the court of podcasts. That's the cover art.
There we go. That's the cover art. You know what? I have a thought that can launch us off if you think you're ready.
I like it.
Okay, and it has to do with this line that I called out as I think the one-liner of the week. This, you can't be a cook if you're afraid of fire. And I wanted to compare it. I like in my head, it's like I wanted to compare this idea of Sanji being this character that is willing to kind of put part of himself out there. He's willing to, fight with his legs, right? He's not completely uncovered. He's willing to go into the fire, and possibly let himself get hurt. He's being a little bit vulnerable here, unlike our character of Pearl, who is trying to just be completely covered up, right? And then we see what happens when he gets a little bit hurt, right? Kind of goes insane. And so, I don't know, a little bit of me was kind of seeing this as some sort of metaphor for you can't go either way. You can't be completely open. You can't be completely closed. You need you need to have some skin in the game. And Sanji, maybe the argument is actually you need to have a lot of skin in the game, but you're still in it as long as you're willing to put a part of yourself out there. And so Sanji still is, even if we kind of think we're not quite sure what's going on with him. Like we kind of feel like what's going on with his dream. Is he ever going to be like a lead chef or whatever? But clearly, he's still willing to jump into the flames and fight, and that's different than someone who just hides behind all the shields and thinks they're the best just because of that.
I'm gonna like double down on what you're saying too, and I think it's just a reflection of the type of men that Krieg puts into his leadership. Like this is a leader. This is a second in command sort of dude. With the wacko of a backstory, grew up in the jungle. That's why he lights himself on fire to keep the animals away. Oh, what nuts! But I do like what you're deconstructing here a little bit. It's like he is a man literally covering himself up in shields, giant shields.
Yeah, well, it's like he let his fear get the best of him, right?
Yep.
It would be like if I don't know, if like Sanji didn't cook. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure how the analogy like holds up completely, but I got this feeling of comparison there of Sanji being more vulnerable and that being powerful in a way that trying to be invulnerable, trying to completely shield yourself is negative in some way, And that's I did appreciate Pearl being the physical embodiment of that idea, and so maybe not so much fodder as you were saying.
He's still a little bit of a fodder, but I get what you're saying. He is paying off a little bit here, especially the way you're kind of deconstructing it. It's a fun moment to kind of show the lengths that Sanji was willing to go to protect his ship, right? Yeah. And I will include. I'm just gonna add this out there. Krieg was gonna sink. He was gonna sink the side of that deck and Pearl at the same time. When he threw his mace, it was, I'm not letting you burn that thing down, so I'll take the deck and I'll take that burning idiot with it.
So it was going to take the deck that got like raised out, right?
Yeah.
From the Bratier? So it was going to affect the ability to party on the Bratier? How horrible. Or to have these impromptu fights, I guess.
Right, exactly. But he, it just shows again, like, the difference between the crew cultures already. Like, this is what Krieg believes. He's shown before that he doesn't mind killing his own men. Right, but you think about a man who's second in command, you would think he'd have a little more compassion. Nope.
No, and we even get a little bit more later when Don Krieg is kind of gearing up to do everything himself, right? He kind of says, like, oh, what are all these pirates even good for, right? So, he treats his men as dispatchable. You know what I mean? Even his second in command is clearly dispatchable. So it's not the greatest crew culture. It might, in the terms of this day and age, 2022, we might say a little toxic, maybe a toxic work environment.
Oh, for sure. Yes, definitely toxic work environment. I don't think they have HR on any of these.
Wait, did you just say HR?
I did, yes. I don't think they have any of that on these boats. Overall, that, you know what? I just realized where I got that from, so shout out to my friend Shinshin. That is your joke. And I just used it. So you don't know, no one can accuse me of stealing. I just credited Shinshin. And if you guys all know Shinshin, stop by and let him know that Eric credited you on his podcast.
I have to admit, I feel like this is where all pirate jokes want to be lauded. And, if you get your pirate joke on our podcast, you got it. You've made it.
You're in.
That's a pirate joke's dream.
I'm trying to also think, okay, we're getting closer. I can feel it on the tip of my brain that we're paying off this Pearl thing, right? It's very beautiful, but it's like covered in all these things. But it's like fragile. Are pearls fragile? I don't even know if they're fragile.
Well, I know. I think we got a little, okay, a pearl is the thing that is inside, actually, no, you just actually, I think the reason he's named Pearl is because he's like a clam. He's the fragile thing inside the completely armored shell. So he's got a completely armored shell, and he thinks he's beautiful. Like, he thinks he is the pearl that's inside the... Oh, my gosh.
But he's not.
Oda thinks way too hard about this stuff.
Yeah, but he's a clam.
I wouldn't have cared if that name worked, but it does. It works very well.
Yeah, I just love this wackadoo.
I thought it was pretty stupid Pearl. It is a good name. Oh, my goodness.
Now, we did it. It took us 2 chapters, 2 podcast recordings, but we got to why this Pearl matters.
Invincible Pearl. And you know what? I got to throw out there, occasionally I'll do these translation notes where I'll look up another translation. Instead of saying danger, danger, as I think Pearl does when he's like lighting himself on fire. He's like, danger, danger, and then he lights himself on fire. One of the other translations is he yells out, bodily harm, which... it just struck me as so strange and funny. Yeah, it's like oh no, like we've been partially breached. We can't like it's almost like my perfect body. It must not be touched. I'm not sure. It rings a little different, but ultimately gets the same thing across.
Pearl has to be a liar, right, Jacob? Like because all of the crew knew how he reacts when he gets bloodied. Like he has to be a liar.
What makes him a liar?
The fact that like all the crew knew that he does this crazy wackadoo things when he starts bleeding, so he has to be lying about the fact that he's never bled because they know that he does. Look what he's doing. They all reacted the same way. It was like he is gonna light himself on fire now.
Well, I was actually kind of imagining a world where like I was thinking the reason he's never bled is because like someone will be like, oh, you're on the duty of like looking for danger out across the sea, okay? And like he walks out, he looks for like 5 seconds, and he sees a seagull, and then he just lights himself on fire, right? So I feel like he never gets touched by anything because he's just a big baby, and like. But I also buy your idea as well of him potentially being a liar. I'm not sure which. If we get a deep.
What works because Krieg lies all the time.
Yeah, no. I'm wondering if we get like Pearl would be an interesting character to maybe have like a chapter by chapter like. Similar to how we're getting with Buggy, like, I want to know what this Pearl's early life was like. What is this jungle creature?
Don't you think it's so interesting that he wasted this whole panel explaining all of this stuff? He grew up in the jungle, surrounded by beasts, so he has whenever he senses danger, he just makes fire.
No, it's pretty. It's so zany, and it has some fun metaphorical reads, but yeah, it's just real zany, right? I feel like I don't think I don't remember if it was in this chapter or the last chapter, but in Oda in the question corner, he'll sometimes mention things. Yes. And one of the things that was mentioned either in this or last one is just that he works with like a team of I don't know if I have the number written down exactly. Let me see if I have it, just because it actually is kind of interesting to know how many people does it go in to create one of these. And
how many assistants? He has 4.
Yeah, how many assistants? It is this one. He has 4 assistants.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it? Okay. Yeah, 4 assistants, and they work 2 nights and 3 days each week, which makes me think they're just coming over to Oda's like place and like they're camping out for the work week, and then they kind of go and leave. And so I can see how things like Pearl can happen, in the middle of a frenzied session of manga drawing of like, brainstorming crazy fun things and whatnot. So it was kind of I liked picturing that in my head, just that idea.
Our question of the chapter. Do you have any childhood weird things that you still do in in moments of it doesn't have to be danger, but do you have any weird childhood habits that you still kind of do? Because
I have something that I think it's actually weird. I don't think it was picked up super duper long ago. I don't know when it started, but my brother and I, when there was like something really funny, I think other people do this too. It actually is kind of similar to Nami sticking her tongue out, which she kind of does when something silly happens, right? Mm-hmm. So like a more open mouthed smiley version of that. So not like lips closed around the tongue, but just like okay. And I think I would do that when
I'm glad
something
all of our
funny
podcast
happened.
listeners got to see that face. I'm super
excited. Oh yeah, no. Well, I felt like I should do it at least for you. Yeah, and this is soon we're gonna have to live record our Zoom calls and post them on the YouTube.
One day.
Actually, that's not that. If we ever did want to put them on the YouTube, it's not too hard to just record our Zoom videos and have it on there. Patreon rewards. If you're willing to pay us a lot of money per episode, I'll do it for sure. Well, and maybe on a special episode we could.
We should. Yeah.
The idea of that though was my brother and I both did that, and at some point my brother stopped doing that, and then I felt like a fool every time I would look at him and do it, and no one else was doing it, and I was like, it's kind of gross, right? I'm just like sticking my tongue out. Like I feel like in general, sticking one's tongue out is considered like a poo-poo, not like this is fun, we're having a good time sort of gesture. So I was a little disappointed that kind of is now kind of with me, and I still sort of do it. But I feel like it's only like 10 years ago. It's not quite childhood, so maybe you have something better. Do you have something you still do?
I
self-defense?
Don't do it fully, but as a child, I used to be I thought cotton balls were very comforting, so I used to like hold cotton balls and like put it on my nose and smell, and it used to put me to sleep. So let's talk about the translation of that as me as an adult. I don't do the cotton ball thing anymore, but I still like the sensation of holding something soft while I go to bed. Like it does help. It does help me go to bed. and it's weird.
Oh.
It's weird. Like, is it as weird as lighting myself on fire when I'm feeling danger? No, but it's close.
I'm gonna get you cotton balls. You need to go back to the source. I feel like, oh, this is so cool. One time I'm just gonna like, in the middle of something really important for you, I'm gonna like say, Eric, and you're gonna be like, what? And I'm gonna chuck a cotton ball at you, and you're gonna grab it in your hand, and you're gonna fall asleep, and it'll be hilarious.
That'd be, yeah, it would be funny. There's no doubt about that.
No, I like yours. Yours is really cool. Nice. Yeah. No, it's one of those things that we definitely love to hear if any of the tourists and or tour guides out
I do
there.
want to hear if you guys have any weird habits as a child that you still kind of do as a kid or something.
Yeah, no, just to throw out one that it's sad because I know I've lost it. I used to go like woo woo whenever I did something awesome, and it's gone now.
Yeah, that's why you're not as awesome.
I know you still are comforted by that by the soft things, and I haven't let out a good solid woo woo. Yeah, no, thank you very much.
That's all I kind of have. Do you have anything else you want to add to this chapter? It was a big action chapter and a lot of wacky stuff, but not much happening plot wise other than the stuff.
No, I just had a lot of fun. I basically had here to talk about the two things: the one about Sanji, and then the other about just how crazy the design of Pearl really is, especially when he starts lighting himself on fire. Oh. Quick aside would be if Pearl is dispatched this chapter, if this is like Pearl knocked out and done, question, what do you think? Characters that are dispatched very quickly, good storytelling, silly storytelling, bad storytelling? Just, I don't know, do you have an opinion on it? It could be a personal opinion. Maybe it's not like a global thing. It could just be like, I don't like it when characters come in and leave. Or you're like, you know what? One-offs are cool.
This has to be the fastest one. You know what I mean? Like, if he really is out, and I do not remember, so we have to wait till we get to the next chapter. But if he really is knocked out, like, that's really fast. Even
that is pretty fast.
Butch and what was the two cats? There was the chubby cat and the skinny cat, right? Butch and whatever the name is. They lasted longer than this dude. You know, so it's they were just what do they call them? They're just the dudes guarding the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. No. So wait. What do you think though? Is it are you pro characters coming in and out fast? Or are you like?
I think it works as a joke, but as a plot device, I think you kind of convinced me that he worked as a plot device.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, I think you kind of convinced me.
No, I don't mind it. I would actually say, I think, especially for characters that are going to look this zany, I'm kind of okay with it.
Yeah.
Like, get in. You know, give me your big moment, and then kind of getting out is gonna. I think in my mind that leaves room for the other characters that we want.
And
like
also,
I wouldn't want 4 chapters fighting Pearl. I don't think.
And I also think that originally last chapter I don't remember this arc as much, so I was like, oh, is this the guy Sanji fights? Like fights, you know, for multiple chapters. Okay. I think it's gonna be Jin. I don't remember, and that's a better fight.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, that's a better idea because that's the dude that he fed. You know?
Oh, my goodness. That's going to be fun if that's true. I didn't even think about that.
So, I don't... Ooh. Again, it could be a spoiler. Okay, so we gotta... This is a small aside. I don't know if it's a spoiler if I don't remember. But in general, like... I don't remember. So I'm just guessing that is a better fight. I'm kind of in your shoes right now. I feel like that's the fight that's gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I think you can. You are allowed to take off your tour guide hat and become a tourist again. If you know, from your moments, I'm gonna need you to be a tour guide. You know, for most of the journey, but sometimes some wild things show up on the ocean, and that's okay. Yeah. I'd say you can lean into it. I guess I would just avoid if you feel like, oh, I could really be right about this one. You know what I mean? Like, I have some weird deep thing in my soul that although I don't remember, like, this feels like something I couldn't come up with otherwise, you know?
Right.
You know, maybe play those ones close to the chest, but otherwise I feel like let it rip.
This was
you know?
You're right. I don't need to worry about
it's just it's just good humility, you know?
Right.
This is just a moment of you're just as excited as I am to learn what fight's going to happen.
Yeah, because I am excited.
That they can do that.
That's important. Jin is an important character in this. I like Jin. I actually kind of like what he represents in this arc. So, and we knew he was going to fight. We knew it was coming.
Yeah.
So,
there we go.
Yeah. Are you ready for some ha-has?
Oh, yeah. Bring them in.
I only have one. And
I think it's good. Actually, you know what? We've kind of fallen into the the pattern of just having one good one. I'd say let's always bring one good one, and if you ever feel the need to bring a ton, feel free to do it. But yeah, I liked when all the pirates yell at Jin, "You're not in the jungle anymore!" Like,
oh, when they're yelling at Pearl, you mean? Yeah, you're not the jungle anymore. No. Jungle blood.
We were thinking of Jin. Yeah. What do you got? You got a different one?
My favorite joke by far, again, because I don't remember that this happened, is watching Gum Gum Bazooka knock the mace into, and then like Krieg looking super cool, and it's just destroying a masthead, right? But then it falls on Pearl knocking him out, which is great. Like, you see it in the panel before. We get a page turn of it falling. Or, like, we see it fall on the page turn. And then the next, on the page turn, we see it land on his head.
No, it is a really nice, clean continuity. It was actually... That felt like Rube Goldberg-ish in my mind. Just, like, how this was all working. It was, like... It just made such a cool, like, feeling for, like, how are these fights connected? How are the characters going to come back across? And I was like, oh, this is how. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So good. So that's my one that I really liked. That I definitely laughed out loud too. It was great.
No, well, nice. I think, and I think with that, it is time to sling some panels across the interwebs because we have just entered the panel battle, the section of the podcast where we take our favorite panels from the chapter and we put them head to head in a boxing ring, you know, and then each one takes a little turn, like, you know, left page hits the right page. It's pretty wild.
It's a lot. It's crazy. Instead of ring girls who walk around telling you what round it is, we just have like a piece of paper carried by, you know, just a very, very skinny nerd who loves manga, right? Like that's
I've never thought this is beautiful. I think we need to make this happen. We need to do a small sketch short and to like to get the podcast out there. You know, we have the YouTube now. Shout out to everyone out there. If you want to listen on YouTube, you can listen on YouTube and watch some little wiggly lines. So but that said, I'm gonna prepare my first strike. Get ready, Eric.
Okay, I'm ready. Oh, here it comes. And remember, folks, if you ever want to participate in these panel battles or want to jump in on the chapter questions that we kind of ask each other, feel free to email us in at grandlinetourist@gmail.com. We want it. Name a podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah, quick reminder, what was today's question was...
Today's question was childhood habits. If you still have any of your old childhood habits.
Yeah, there we go. And actually, wait, you said that you said the real name of the podcast too, in addition to name a podcast at Gmail. Yes. You did?
I got you.
Okay, I was worried. I was like, did you only do the one? It's like, Eric, that's
I only
not
do it
work.
once. I saw you were trying to bring up your thing, so I didn't want to.
Oh man, I gotta check though. Is name of podcast taken as a? Okay, I'm right. Maybe you'll be able to do both soon enough. I don't even know
what we would do with that email address, but you know what? It's better for us to take it
I would forward it to grandlinetourist@gmail.com, and then both would work. I might do this if it's available.
I am trying to figure out which one is yours.
Oh, yes. Okay, I need to tell you, actually, because I sent you the bottom half of 2 pages, and and you'll go ahead and describe it in a moment, but I'll let you know that it is the right one, the bottom right.
Here's the right one. This is the panel of Gum Gum Bazooka of Luffy deflecting the giant mace ball coming towards the deck and towards Sanji. So it's Luffy knocking mid-air. We feel the contact of Gum Gum Bazooka knocking the mace. We have the onomatopoeia wonk. And we see a burning Pearl in the back. We see a surprise Sanji by the fact that Luffy's already jumped in front. So it's kind of cool. The plane of the deck looks really elongated. It looks really deep and looks very exaggerated how far it is. And just some smoke. Oh, no, that's flames. Sorry. Flames being kind of moved out of the way because of this fight. Because of this move.
Yeah. No, and I didn't even notice, like, actually cool technique. The planks of the ship kind of disappear as if they're infinite into the background, even though they're clearly not. It's just I didn't notice that, and I also didn't notice the wonk. I really liked the Gum Gum Bazooka itself, and to call out, the reason I sent you the bottom right and the bottom left is because visually it's very appealing to like flash your eyes from the right bottom to the left bottom, because on the other side of the page, it's almost like a continuity of action across.
Cause and reaction. Right?
Like Luffy does Gum Gum Bazooka, and it's not the immediate panel next, but your eyes see it as, you know, thing going up to the left on the right side of the page, and then on the left page in the bottom splash, something going down to the left, and you know it's the mace-like thing hitting right next to Krieg on the other page. But you have to read through a couple panels to get there. But once you do, you can kind of step back and see this like cause and effect sort of happen, which I thought was super
Which
cool.
leads to my favorite joke of the whole chapter. Maybe of the whole arc. I don't know. It's too early to lock it in. I'm not ready to lock it in. I'm not brave enough.
All right,
Not
all
a
right.
brave
We'll
one.
let you whittle waddle, flipple flapple. There's a better word for that. I don't know what waffle. We'll let you waffle on that a bit.
No, Flipple Flopple was the right one.
I really wish it was the right one. Oh my goodness. Okay, Eric has just sent across his panel, and it is a cool one. I am a big fan of Zeph's hat, of indeterminable height, it seems like. But this panel kind of gives us a good read on it, because we start at the top of this panel with the top of Zeph's hat, leading down to Zeph himself, his leg spinning around him like an epic fan. And this is what is deflecting and creating a gust of wind against pearls
Flying
that are on fire.
pearls. Yeah.
Yes. And so we got some whoosh, and Zeph just is like, I think he's standing with arms folded. Yeah, and he just cool as a cucumber, quickly dispatching the flame pearls. We got all these action lines going from right to left, just really, accentuating that this is, a big move, but like Zeph's demeanor is letting us know that it's not really a big deal for him.
It's not a big effort, yeah. And then we get the payoff of the things when they hit the side of the doorway that he's in. It just says clop clop, clop clop clop. Like he's like slowed it down too, right? Because originally when they were shot, they're like shot like bullets on fire and everything. I love all of it. I love that he's standing there like a cool guy samurai.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Cool guy samurai.
Yeah, I mean that's all I gotta say about it. Really, it's just dope.
I like this
cool.
one. I like both our panels. I think my leading eye panel across two parts of the page is maybe cooler, but the folks writing into grandlinetourist@gmail.com, and maybe if I can clinch the domain, name of podcast at gmail.com, someone must have taken it. I bet it's not available, but we're gonna find out.
We will find out.
And with that, Eric, we need to find our way out of the tour. We've been in it, and I think the only way to get out of the tour today is to have you ever created fire, like been on a camping trip and had to make fire to survive?
We had a fireplace growing up, so I used to make fire in there.
And I'm sure you did it by just like clinking all your body parts together, right?
Oh yes, 100%. Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking. So I feel like that's how we're gonna go out here. We're gonna create fire in the only way known to mankind, which is to just clank various parts of your body and whatever you happen to be wearing, shields, clothes, glasses, against each other. So
here we
let's
go.
do it for survival.
Yep. And we're kind of like Stomp, but less impressive.